What is up, everyone? Hail Commercegate. Today I was going to be drawing something random. Something random. If you're wondering what that sound is right now, I don't know why I didn't do this off camera, but I am adjusting the camera. Here we go. And now, what did I do? There we go. Oh, get rid of that. And if anyone wants to pop in, say hi. There's the link. Hmm. Who you think you are? Turn us all apart. Yeah. Hey, Lion, what's up? Uh, I'm doing alright. See, it's right here. Good job on the open mic the other day. Everyone was loving it. I'm glad they liked it. Doing those Kiss songs, that was a first for me. After doing the first one, Heaven on Fire, uh, I think because at the very beginning, because of the very beginning of that song, I was kind of shaking a little bit, but it was fun. I'm glad everyone. Oh yeah, Kiss is awesome. I even got to see one of their concerts. So this one last finger. Running up. Are you a Kiss fan? Yeah, I'm a fan of all types of rock and roll. Come on. They're okay. I like our other songs. Yeah. I think at this point they're kind of classified as classic rock. I saw the Chili Peppers in concert last week. Can't believe they're in their 60s and they still move pretty good for their age. Yeah, their songs are really good too. And there's no doubt that there's really no doubt that I lost my train of thought. There's really no doubt that they're playing even in their 60s. I mean, there's people. I mean, there's bands that are well into their 70s and they're still playing. Didn't Kiss just finish touring? They got up to their near 70s. I think so. I know that Paul Stanley is like right at his 70s, and probably Gene Simmons too. They say age is just a number for some people. Yeah, that's true, actually. I think there's even people who are well into their 70s, they probably still do a handstand. Uh, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's probably still lifting weights even in his 70s. I think he is in his 70s. Hold on, let me see. Arnold. Uh, he was born in 47. Let's see. He's 75, and he's still lifting weights. Arnold isn't what he used to be, though. I think he stopped lifting after he became governor. No, he's still lifting. Even after being governor, he's still lifting. Even Nature Boy is still lifting. Yeah, I saw Flea from Chili Peppers walk on his hands last week. That's cool. Whenever Flea, whenever Flea plays his bass, he really gets into it. Nature Boy wrestled a match a couple weeks ago. Really? Huh. Age really is just a number for some people. Nature Boy heart issues. Almost died. It's great to see him back in shape. Yeah. I didn't know he had heart issues, no. What is up, Dord? How's it going? My Wednesday's alright. How's yours? How did this get in my... I think I left a... Yeah, I did. I left a invite. I'll leave another one, just in case. You gotta do that every time. Yeah, like every couple of minutes. In dreams. Welcome, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And you're always welcome here.
So, what's new?
Trying to get the book done, trying to advertise, and right now I am drawing a random character I made.
I'm drawing a random character too. I'm drawing the shadow. And I think it's about ready for some tones. It's like a small little portrait piece almost.
Nice.
Real little.
I'm drawing a character I made that I named Miyuki.
Named what?
And uh, it's a name I looked up online. It means snow.
Snow.
Yeah. And she is what's called a Yukiona.
which is means what?
Uh, Snow Demon. It's from Japanese folklore.
Okay.
Or Snow Spirit, I think is what it is. I don't know. It's one. It means no woman, from what I'm reading here. And I'm being called away. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right, I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
Are those Copics?
No, I can't afford Copic. These are Artist Loft, the Michaels brand.
Huh. Over here, Copics are like $8.
Yeah, they're like $8 a piece. Who can afford that? I can't afford that.
I mean, I got a few over here, but I find that these alcohol markers are a bit better.
The thing is, I don't really color. I color all my stuff in digital,
Me too.
and I don't have the. I can't see how it would benefit me in any way to spend that kind of money. I don't see how I can make it back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I don't usually do like traditional coloring because 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 I feel like that one small step, one small misstep, and that's it. I can't fix it.
Yeah, there's that too. But I don't have a lot of like demand for people to buy like original artwork from me. I'm not like a fine artist.
Yeah,
I'm more of a production artist, you know. So it's like if I buy the Copics, I need to be able to justify the cost because you can't really color an image. Um, like I can't do a run of images and color them only 5 colors. You know,
yeah,
I would need to invest in a set of at least maybe 13 to 20, and I don't know, just how long do they last? How many images can you do? Let's say I draw a picture of Spider-Man. I'm assuming that the Copics will last. My red and blue will last me for that image. But I mean, how many images can I pull off with just one set without refills?
yeah. Sometimes markers kind of run out a little bit too quick. The character you're drawing is called the Shadow.
Yeah, he's an old character from the 20s, kind of where they got the inspiration for Batman.
Huh.
He's a vigilante that works at night.
In the Wild Wild West.
No, in the cities in the Roaring 20s,
Huh.
he'll break in through the skylight and say, "The Shadow knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men." You never heard that line before? Where somebody like on the radio will say, "Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men?
I heard that line
The
before.
the Shadow knows." And then the Shadow shows up and he shoots you with his double 45s.
She's not smoking. She's just breathing very cold air.
Nah, she's smoking that stuff.
Yeah, this character is a yokai, which
You would figure if she's like an ice woman or a snow queen or whatever, that she wouldn't be affected too much by the cold.
yeah,
Well, I would think it.
yokai are a class of supernatural entities and spirits folklore in the Japanese folklore. Sometimes you gotta do a little bit of research. Yokai are not literally demons in the Western sense of the word, but instead of spirits and entities. Their behavior can change from malevolent or mischievous to benevolent. So basically, they'll
Benevolent demons.
what says from Wikipedia. Though, since anyone can change that, I don't really think much of their word on it. They're not necessarily demons, but from what I've read just now, they're unpredictable.
So kind of like imps, like they're mischievous.
Yeah, they could be friendly, or they could be or just bad.
Just like the police.
Uh,
So I went fishing last night.
really?
Yeah, my brother-in-law came over and he's like, "Hey, I want to take my son fishing to the pier. We've never caught any fish before. We've been trying to fish for the last couple of weeks, trying to get into it, and we're just not having any luck whatsoever. Uh, and he knows that I fish a lot,
Yeah.
and I'm
I
not
remember,
particularly good at fishing, but
I remember you
I've
told
caught
me
fish
that
before.
you had like a tackle box that was stolen from you.
Oh yeah, what a nightmare that was. So he was like, "Do you think you can kind of show us how to fish?" And I went, and thank goodness I went. My God, they were doing everything all wrong. Like, when you go to the pier, you have to have a little bit heavier tackle because you have to be able to pull that fish from the water all the way up to the pier,
Yeah.
to land it. And I mean, they had like poles that you would normally see people, fishing for trout, you know, tiny, skinny little poles. I was like, okay, well, that number one, that's not going to work. And number two, they were using very small, light tackle and huge hooks. And I was like,
Uh,
so,
question: isn't there like a tackle for? Well, isn't there like different kinds of baits per fish?
oh yeah. And I mean, it doesn't really matter what kind of bait you have on your pole if you're never going to be able to land that fish anyway because your pole will snap before you get the fish and up the pier. But so I kind of showed them how I was taught anyway to rig up a pole for the pier because they weren't really interested in catching anything in particular. They just wanted to catch anything.
Like we don't we don't care about the kind of fish. We just want to catch a fish.
It's like, I just want to see a fish that's my own. I'm tired of walking up and down the pier and looking at other people's fish. I want to catch a fish.
Like I want to catch a fish. Damn it!
So I hooked him up with pretty much like best case scenario, highest likelihood of getting a fish, and that's you hook him up with it's called the sabiki rig,
Huh.
and a sabiki rig is basically just you have a weight on the bottom, you have about 6 or 7 hooks going all the way up the line,
Uh huh.
and you put tiny pieces of. You don't have to because the fish will, in theory, attack them anyway. But what you do is you can, to up your chances, you put a bunch of small pieces of bait on every single one of those tiny hooks, and that'll increase your odds of catching and anything, you know. So
Yeah.
I hooked both of their poles up with sabiki rigs and gave it a shot, and he did. They caught a fish. They caught a little Pacific jack smelt, and then after that it got dark. And unfortunately, after it gets dark, they call them sand sharks, but they're not actually sand sharks. They're called thornies or thornback rays.
I never heard of that before.
Yeah, they're kind of like how can I describe them? Um, they're kind of like stingrays, except they don't have stingers. So we caught a bunch of those, and they were happy because they'd never caught anything before, you know. So
Yeah.
they were like, "Woo!" We were pulling up a bunch of them. Um, I think in total that, and we only went for the night, right? Like after he got out of work, he swooped by. I hopped in the car. We went over to Huntington Beach Pier, and we spent about 2 hours, 2.5 hours there, and we caught 10 of those little stingrays, and they were happy. The little kid was super excited. He was bouncing around all around the pier, he was beside himself with joy. He was calling
Oh,
his mom, FaceTiming her on the phone, showing her his fish. You know, I'd say overall it was a successful trip.
that's good. I
And
was at
now they
my
can't say they never caught a fish because now they caught fish.
Yep. I was at my convention uh, last weekend, and th- that was fun.
How did it go? What was it about?
It was the Infinity Toys and comic convention.
Infinity toys.
Here,
That's the toys where you put them on like a game stand and you can play a video game with your toys.
no, it's it's just a normal convention like any other, but
Oh, okay.
but throughout the convention, uh, they have everyone go around to look for to look for the Infinity Stones,
Ah, I see.
and and if you find one, you get like a certain prize.
That's kind of cool.
I think it's like also another way for you to venture out and to venture out and meet artists and the vendors. That's Disney Xfinity. Yeah, yeah, I think that's the game that you were talking about.
Yeah, I see them at the stores like the Kmart and the Target every now and then. Well, back when there was a Kmart.
Yeah, I think that game's over and done with now.
Um, I'm not hip and up with the times.
I'm just saying.
I haven't had a console or any kind of gaming system in years. I miss it very much. I'll tell you, I think it was a mistake to draw this picture on watercolor board because this thing is sucking up all my ink and it is tearing up the nibs on my pen.
Oh God. Well, on the plus side, it looks good.
Thank you. Yeah, this is like 140-pound cold pressed arches, you know, block aquarelle. it's fancy paper. And I was like, well, I feel like doing if I draw something, you might as well put it on fancy paper. You know,
Yeah, I was for me, I was kind of forced to switch to a different brand of paper
why were you forced?
because they don't sell Strathmore at at my local Hobby Lobby anymore. Uh, I mean, I probably get it online now, but what they're selling there right now uh, is Master's Touch uh, Valium Bristol.
Oh, the vellum Bristol. Yeah,
In the Vellum Bristol.
that stuff's not bad.
Yeah, yeah, I haven't tried it yet. I still got like leftover Strathmore. I think I can still get the Strathmore online. The online is probably a bit more expensive. So I wasn't really forced, other than that. That's all they're selling now. Uh, yeah, I kind of figured that game was when that game was kind of done.
I remember I had a PlayStation 4. We bought a house about 7 years back, 8 years back.
Yeah,
And I always had my cousin Ray and his kids, come over a lot to hang out, play Dungeons and Dragons, whatever. But we had a kid, Michael, that he wasn't really into that sort of stuff, and you know, um, I wanted to have something for him at the house, so we decided because they come over so often,
yeah,
um, like every other week, and spend the night. We were like, okay, so let's go out and let's buy a play. I know he likes PlayStation. We'll buy a PlayStation. So we bought a PS4, and I wanted to play it too. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it. But when we moved, I lost it.
you lost it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if I because we had a storage pod, but that we've already got that and dumped it out into the new shed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We've gone through almost everything, and it's not there. It's just not there. I don't know what happened, to be honest.
and all this time it hasn't turned up.
No, it's been already 3 years and has not turned up.
Huh.
This thing only gets in focus when I put it super close to the camera. My
That is
camera's
really awesome.
my camera's out of whack.
Yeah, nowadays everyone's trying to get the new PS5.
Excuse me.
I would use Copics on this, but the kind of look I'm looking for, I don't think I have the color tones. Do you think paint will work with Strathmore Bristol, or
Yes.
or will that just kind of run off?
No, it'll work. Acrylics, right? You're talking about acrylics?
Yeah, acrylics.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I'm trying to show that she's in a like a snowstorm and trying to put some detail into her robe.
I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work. I'm trying to put some shadow on his face without putting shadow on his face, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because the shadow character, the shadow, is always in heavy shadow. He's like a noir character.
Yeah,
And this picture in particular, I want to have him, it's being lit from below, like as if he's up on a rooftop or something.
yeah.
And I want to heavy up the tones on the bottoms of the cheek and that stuff. But I still want to leave those bright whites on the upper portion of the eye. And it's hard because he infamously has a very long hooked nose because he wears this red um, scarf, and the nose always hangs down over the scarf. But because I'm drawing him from a below angle, you don't get to see the nose kind of hanging over the scarf. And the best part about the shadow usually is when his nose that hangs over the scarf also has a really heavy black drop shadow underneath the nose. But I can't do that because he's being lit from below. So the nose shadow is actually going up and over his left eye.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm being called away again.
Okay. I'll be here. Don't worry. I might have to actually get some water and start doing a little bit of a wash. And grab some colors because I think I'm going to add a little bit of color on at least the red scarf. Scarf has to be red. So let me go and do that real quick.
Has to be red.
Oh, yeah. Like it can be a black and white piece, but it would be very odd to not have for the shadow to not have a red scarf.
Sometimes it's really cool to have like a color that stands out above the gray tone. I think something like that was done in the movies. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Or I could do. I have these paint markers or these watercolor pens.
Hmm.
I got them as a gift from my sister. They're cheap. They're from like Walmart, whatever. But they work pretty good. The only thing is, I have to. They throw a lot of pigment out, so I have to dilute them a little bit.
Throw a lot of what out?
They throw a lot of color, a lot of pigment.
Oh,
You see what I mean? How dark that red is already.
yeah.
It might be too much red.
Well, it's good though.
Or I have colored pencils. I could actually go over this with a lighter colored pencil to lighten up this red a little bit.
I think color pencils will probably give you more of a lighter tone.
Hey, look, it's Hex Allen Comics. Hello, Hex Allen. How you doing, my good friend?
Hey,
Hex
Hexel.
Allen. Hex Allen gave me one of the biggest compliments I ever got in my life.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody had posted. You know how I draw comic books for other people.
Yeah.
One of my clients that I do commissions for, I'm working on an interior of their book, and Hex Allen saw that on Twitter, and he made a comment that those look like Dillard panels, like my that looks like my artwork, and I didn't think that I had artwork that was distinguishable, recognizable, and it made me very happy to hear somebody say that because he recognized my artwork.
It's awesome. I probably should have brought the snowman with the colors.
Well, that looks like it is snow, even without colors.
X says, yeah, man, I like your style.
Well, thank you, Hex. I appreciate that.
Okay, I think it's time for the coloring part. Wait.
I can't wait. I want to see it colored.
So this time I'm going to do something a little bit different. It's kind of a bit scary. And that is using Copics.
Yeah, it's scary because you don't want to waste your Copics. What if you mess up?
No, it's not the Copics I'm worried about. It's the artwork. But, yeah. One thing I think I do not have is a lighter blue. Maybe maybe I could just use paints and and just kind of mix it in.
Maybe.
Though one of the things I'm worried about that is it covering up the art.
Well, why don't you just use your acrylics as if they were watercolors? That is to say, you get a little bit of acrylic paint, put a dab on your palette, and then put drops of water, kind of mix it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You got to mix it up well because it doesn't dilute because there's not a there's a lot of binders in acrylic, but it can still work. I've done it many times.
all right. Well, I get the actually it should be under here somewhere.
I'm trying to add water and pull up some of this pigment, but it's not working. I'm gonna have to go over this with colored pencil. Damn it.
Well, found my acrylic paints, but there's no blue in there in sight. How can I have acrylics without any blue? I'll leave that right there right now. I think I might have somewhere else. We're back.
Hmm. go. I like that. Okay.
All right, I'm back. I'm gonna get water. And I found some blues. Okay, here goes.
Oh, you ruined it already.
Oh no! Nah, I think I'm fine.
What the hell is that? Are you having a thunderstorm?
Apparently.
Must be nice. Man, this is blazing hot California summer. It's just relentless, over 100-degree days every single day. And I don't even live like near the beach. I gotta drive to the. I mean, I live in the desert. I live in the Inland Empire. It's still hot as blazes over here.
See, if I keep doing something like this, it should just kind of fade in the color. Just don't go heavy on it.
This came out looking real splotchy. Look at this. Look at the hat. Look at that splotchiness.
Yeah. Well,
It's
but it still looks.
it looks terrible. What are you talking about? What can I do? Now, colored pencils. I bought a decent set of colored pencils, right? These are Prismacolor. They're not the best, but they're like the best of the low end. And now I gotta find a blue because I don't know how to organize my equipment. There's one that might work. These are all teal. This is kind of a light blue. Keep that one. Ah, that's a dark blue. I might use that one. And that's it. I don't have any other. I don't have any light blue. That sucks. I bought like an 82 color set. It's not right. It's not right at all. Let's see what we can do here to lighten this up some. It's making it a little bit more uniform. It's taking away that splotchiness. Yeah, let's keep doing this. See what happens. Okay. Okay, I think I might have to add some white in here as well. Dag nabbit, where are my white colored pencils? I had those separate. No, I don't know why. Okay, I found one. Okay. My camera's all out of focus again. There we go. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. However, the tooth on this paper is extremely
I have returned.
thick. Look at the tooth on it. So I'm gonna see if I can blend this white in, maybe burnish it a little bit, maybe sharpen the pencil, and see if I can fill in some of those smaller gaps. There's a technique. There's a technique, to doing colored pencil work. It's not as easy as you might think.
Oh yeah.
I need a much sharper implement than that. I need a razor blade. I think I have one over here. Let me look. Yeah, there it is. That ought to work. Because you got to hit this paper that has this really aggressive tooth from different angles and do little circles with your pencil to fill in all those gaps. Or you take a clear colored pencil, and you just really bear down on it with a lot of weight and you burnish it in. But once you do that, you are done. There's no going back over it. So, because you essentially flatten out the tooth of the paper, that plus heat almost like puts a wax over it. There we go. That's pretty good. See how we're kind of filling in that area now. The hat. Put a little bit on the brim.
I've never painted before.
No?
Not like this. I've always been kind of scared to do something like this. The thing is, as long as I got control
Uh huh.
over it, over the strokes, I should be fine. What do you think?
Yeah, that looks like a nice little. I like that. I like it. Almost looks like almost like an oil painterly feel to it. I like that.
So, Steve, were there a lot of hot girls at the convention? There were a few.
So, what do you do to prepare for a convention
Uh, as an attendee or as a vendor?
as an attendee?
As an attendee.
Were you a vendor this time when you went?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, what do you do as an attendee?
Uh, I essentially have my portfolio with me to get some advice from creators, and I would just generally have my backpack with me. And if I could, I would even spring for for one of their bags, so I have something to carry. So I have something to carry, and I carry like the collectibles I buy or the art prints. What about you?
I never been to a convention.
Never.
Never. I've always wanted to go, but I never had either anyone to go with. I was really close one time. I was really close to going to uh, San Diego Comic Con, but then my buddy that I was going with, his wife went into labor early, so
So
he
that was a
couldn't.
no go.
Yeah, so he couldn't go, and I wasn't going to go myself. So I was just
Can
looking. What do you think?
can family go?
Say what?
Can isn't there anyone in your family that can go?
Well, my daughter is getting old enough now where I could be taking her places with me, so I'll probably just be doing that.
That's cool.
She's 4 right now, and she's getting to be kind of fun to take places. She tells me when she has to go to the bathroom now instead of just peeing herself.
uh, Lion says, I always wanted to appear at a convention as a guest. I always go as attendees. Yeah, appearing as a artist at a convention, as to being an attendee at a convention is very, very different. Because uh, like Lion says, I like dressing my kids up for the convention. It's so much fun. Cool. Yeah, it's very different to be an attendee than a uh, a vendor or an artist at the convention,
Mm-hmm.
because well you always got we usually would have to stick to one place. Well, as an attendee, you get to go wherever you want.
Yeah, but isn't it? Aren't people always complaining that there's never any good place to hang out and sit at conventions? And isn't it great to like have a place to do that if you're a vendor?
Yeah, there is. And as a vendor, you meet a lot of nice people.
Oh, I don't like meeting people.
You don't?
No. So I think I've colored so much of him now. I think that I actually have to color his skin too, right?
I mean, it looks good the way it is, but I like to meet people as long as they're nice. Yeah. It, journaling is all. It's yeah. You meet uh, a few nice people at these conventions. So far, I haven't met anyone that was unpleasant. It's pretty pouring outside now. Is that how you sharpen all your pencils?
Yeah. This needs a new razor blade, though. Now, I met a lot of people that are like, yeah, man, I'm going to go to this convention and I'm going to meet the girl of my dreams. And then they're going to take me back to their hotel room. We're going to have an orgy. Has that ever happened to you?
No.
Never?
No.
That's disappointing. That seems to be the fantasy of a lot of convention goers.
Or how's that look?
Let me take a look. It was great. I don't like the flat blue line underneath her breasts, though. I think it should be a curved line to accentuate the boobage.
Come over here, or Wait,
Well, the
oh,
water,
oh, you mean like that?
yeah, like that, yeah. There we go. I like that better.
Did you meet any nice ladies? They're all nice. That's interesting. I'm guessing it's referring to you sharpen your pencil with a knife.
I think a lot of people do that.
I used one of those pencil sharpeners, but those never really work. Uh, I met a nice girl with a mohawk at San Diego Comic Con one year. Nice. I've never been to San Diego Comic Con. Actually, I've never been to anywhere in California.
Oh, where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Kentucky,
Oh, okay.
and there isn't like that many conventions there. At least nothing I know of. But we always have like state fairs there. I'm gonna let that part dry for a bit.
Bless you. Bless you.
Ugh, I've been sneezing all day. Uh, maybe you can sell comics at the state fair. Yeah, maybe. Uh, I haven't been back in Kentucky for years now. Ever since we moved down here. No, wait, no, that's wrong. I've been back there once to help a family member move. Use a little bit of gray alcohol. Well, I thought that was gonna work, but okay. I think I might be done with the blues for a bit, or maybe not. Yeah, I think I'm done with it. All right, I'll put this back in its case. There are a lot of conventions that I would really like to go to. Like one of them, like I said, is uh, San Diego Comic Con, because that's like one of the biggest conventions in the world, probably. And there's also New York Comic Con.
I hear that's fun.
But one of the things is they get they they do get like super crowded.
Wasn't that the point, to be around a bunch of people that like all the stuff you like?
Yeah, I think it kind of gets to the point where you can't even move.
Oh,
Uh, Lion says you should come to New York. Uh, Maybe someday.
where are you living now, or you don't want to say?
Uh, well, I think it said. I think I said it multiple times on other people's channels. I am somewhere in Florida.
Oh, you're far as hell away from California. That's an expensive plane ticket.
Yes, it is. Uh, then there are familiar conventions. Uh, then there are familiar conventions. Smell of popcorn and mixed with bo.
What about when you prepare to go to a convention? Do you shower?
I mean, I think it's kind of like an unspoken rule.
I don't know. I hear this a lot. I hear that conventions reek of bo. Not everybody showers. I guess. I guess it's a rule that nobody follows.
A lot of people don't shower because they camp outside to be the first in.
Oh, I see. Makes sense.
They want to be first to get exclusives. Yeah, I can see that, but still, there's no shame in putting there's no shame in putting on deodorant. But yeah, so far I have not came across anyone who really smell like that at conventions. Uh, I I usually go to conventions with my family. They have some interest in it. Let's see. There should be there should be a rule that if smelled, then you can't go in.
Where's my compass? My God, I need to put a moon behind him. That's what it's missing, a moon.
You put a moon behind them.
Yeah, maybe right here, or maybe all the way around him in a big circle. No, I think maybe just on this corner, this piece here. Let me get a little bit bigger. Maybe like this. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, the biggest conventions here are MegaCon and the Tampa Bay Comic Con. And the Tampa Bay one happens like twice. The MegaCon happens like twice a year. One in Orlando and the other in Tampa. And they're just now coming back. That's too much. Uh, do I go to MangaCon? Uh, are you talking like are you talking about like the Anime Expo in the manga conventions? I have not went, but I am kind of wait. A lot of poof CG people went to that one. Poof?
Maybe he means prof, like professional.
Oh,
because I remember that Cecil was there and Anna, that Star Wars girl, was there. Yellow Flash.
Wasn't there? Didn't they have like a panel of their own?
I think so. Yeah, Nick Rekieta.
Yeah, I haven't been to MangaCon, though I would like to go. I'm not sure if they come here to Florida.
I'm sure they have some sort of manga convention. I mean, we live in a pretty remote place. Like we live in a place called Riverside, California. We don't.
Yeah.
It's not a very big city at all, and we even have like two different manga conventions annually. They're small, but they're there.
So, what do I do when paint with the paper starts to warp a little?
You stop,
Stop.
and yeah, you stop until it dries, and then what you might want to do is whatever surface you're working on, tape your work down to that surface, so when it does bow and bend, it doesn't get really out of control.
Yeah.
Because working on Bristol, it's not like watercolor paper. It'll bend
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah. It's starting to really warp down here.
Yeah. Yeah, take a break on that. Let it dry.
Yeah. All
Because
right.
even watercolor paper, like this is expensive watercolor paper. Like look at this. This is awful. This is like I was very upset when I saw this, but look at this. This is the watercolor paper I use,
Yeah.
and you get 12 pieces of paper, and look at the cost.
What's this thing? $25
Yeah, $24.99. Yeah, for 12 pieces.
for 12 pieces.
Yep.
It should be no 12 pieces. It should be like 20 or 50.
Right. And this isn't even like the most expensive watercolor paper. It gets crazy.
This is the first time. This is the first time I ever started using watercolors. Which actually I think it turned out good. So, do you have any advice for someone who just used paint for an art piece?
Patience. That is the absolute key for painting. Is a lot of hurry up and wait. Get all this done and then let it sit for a little bit, and then get all this area done. And because you have to like, have you ever painted a room?
Uh, Once when I was helping someone out.
Okay, so then you'll probably experience this. Let me show you. Like when you paint something, you have a swash of color like that, right?
Yeah.
And then you do it again next to it, and again next to it, and again next to it. But if you take too long in between, you start to see striations and lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what you want to do is you want to go like this. You want to cover an area continuously, stop, load up your paint, and you want to paint over a little bit what you just did, and then keep moving. Because every time the paint connects to each other, it has to remain wet.
Yeah.
Once you let it dry, when you put more paint, it's going to change it. So you got to be real careful of what you're doing, but you have to do it all in one go and then stop and wait. Wait for that whole thing to dry. Then you can go and start working another layer on top of it. And when you work the other layer, you do everything you want to do in that one layer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of like hurry up and do it, and then wait. It's real time consuming, and you have to be very. If you're doing something to imagery to make it look like something that you have seen, you want it to be very precise. So it's a lot of keeping your stuff real neat, real tidy, and using that downtime while you're waiting for the paint to dry to clean up your area, keep everything pristine. It's very frou-frou
Yeah.
painting, which is why it's normally considered a woman's art, because it's very feminine, very organized, very just so.
Yeah, dude, yours looks amazing.
Oh, well, thank you.
It looks like very realistic there. Since we were talking about manga uh, earlier, I was going through old a box that I haven't unpacked yet,
Uh huh.
and I found my old Shonen Jump books.
I've always wanted to see the inside of one of those. What are those? What are those like?
uh, it's like they put like three or four um, different mangas that are behind the Shonen Jump name
Uh huh.
into the book. Like this one's One Piece, which I think that story has like 1,000 episodes now.
Mm-hmm.
Has like it's the same as a comic, but this has uh like four different stories from four different creators, just all one magazine. Like this one, I don't know what this one is. This is Naruto. My favorite story is Bleach.
Bleach.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Just kind of how the story is, I guess.
What is it about Bleach that's different than all the rest?
Well, uh, I haven't read the story in a while though, but uh, it's just really entertaining. Not that the other stories aren't entertaining, but Bleach, I guess how the characters fight and interact, and and when uh, and when and there are times when Ichigo is he would be pushed down by some characters,
Mm-hmm.
but he always comes back stronger the next time he meets them.
Does this look done to you?
Yes, it does. That looks really good.
Yeah, I think this is done. I'm just gonna do a little bit of a black outlining on his figure against the silhouette of the moon.
Have you ever read any manga?
No, I've never read manga. I've only ever attempted to like watch anime. I never tried to read it.
I haven't read the new stuff though.
Why not? Do you think?
Mm, at the time, I couldn't find them. But now I know that my local comic shop sells them, and not just comics. I might pick some of them up. And they have some back issues of old '90s and '80s stuff that I might grab as well. Oh crap! We've been on here 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I need to sign my name on my artwork too.
There we go. All finished.
All right. So I guess that's the end of today's show then.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on, Stephen. I appreciate it.
You're always welcome. I want to thank everyone for popping into the chat. I want to thank Dillard for popping in on the stream. And also, if you have not yet, back Crypts and Legends #2 on Indiegogo. If you didn't get #1, there's still a chance to get that too on the same campaign. And also, Dora, do you have anything on Indiegogo or Kickstarter?
Nope, not right now.
All right. Well, remember everyone, keep drawing, keep having fun, and until next time, I'll see you later.
Peace out.